Hi and welcome to the Passport to Success podcast, where in this week's podcast we'll be talking about 3 questions your customers usually ask and what they mean by them, and how you can generate more leads for your business in 2019.
I'm Becca.
And I'm Simon from Passport to Success, the platform built by industry experts designed to help, support, advise and guide small businesses and entrepreneurs to success. But as with every week, we're going to have our tip of the week first. So what tool have you found for us this week, Becca?
This week we've been looking more towards emails and trying to look a bit more professional with the time that your emails are sent. Have you ever received an email at a time and thought, why are you sending this to me now?
All the time. Sometimes I get emails at 12, 1 o'clock at night and I'm already tucked up in bed at that point.
Yeah, well, if you're one of those people whose brains just can't stop ticking, or you work better at stupid o'clock at night or early in the morning, then there's this email tool called Boomerang for Gmail, which lets you write and schedule your email, say at 2 o'clock in the morning, then to be sent at a more appropriate time, whether it's 8 a.m. or 11 a.m. You choose the time.
Okay, that's quite cool. So it lets you write and schedule more than one email?
Yeah, you can do as many as you like. So if your brain's firing on all cylinders and it's 3 in the morning, someone that you're working with might not be up at that time, so you can write as many emails as you want and schedule it up for a time that is more suitable for them, like 9 in the morning.
Okay, and so say, is it just for next day emails? So if I was to schedule an email at 11 p.m. on Monday, would I only be able to send it for the Tuesday, or could I pick any day, like Wednesday, Saturday this week?
Yeah, you can pick any time and date you like. There's no limits to it, and it's free.
Oh, it's free as well?
Yeah, completely free. So if you want to try it out, see if it works for you and your business, there's absolutely no drawbacks.
Oh, that sounds great. So where would you actually be able to find this tool?
Online. The URL for the tool is www.boomeranggmail.com. There's no space in between boomerang and Gmail, and boomerang is spelt like a boomerang, and Gmail is spelt like Gmail.
That's great. Thanks for that, Becca. Right, now it's time to get into the podcast. So, the first area we're going to be looking at on this podcast are the 3 questions customers usually ask and what they mean by them. Now, your customers are going to ask you a lot of questions when you're a business owner. Over the amount of years you're going to be a business owner. But what we found, there is a common trend among questions that are usually asked across a number of industries, and these are the most frequently asked questions they ask. So they are, what do you do? Who are your customers? And why should I buy from you?
We're going to cover the first question, which is, what do you do? What do you do? Is it a real job? We're pretty obvious that your customers will want to know what you offer, but they don't want to know all the boring stuff that you might have to cover in a pitch, like your product features, advantages, price.
That's right, all they care about are what your product does for them personally. If you sell software, for example, how does it make them more efficient? If you're selling a game, how will it actually entertain them? Your customers will be silently visualizing where your product actually fits into their lifestyle and how it will actually implement and be put to the test in their lifestyle.
That's what I do. If I look at something, I'm like, how am I going to use that?
Yeah, exactly.
Will it look good in my house? All those questions. Or whether it fits in at all. They'll paint a picture of how your product can make their life better, and how it will turn them into the hero of the story. Yeah, that's me. By doing this for your customer, you will not only will it help you close faster, but it'll help you identify what your real unique selling point is, so you can use it to differentiate yourself from all the other products or services that are out there in your competitors and in your market.
Cool. Okay, so the next question that your customers usually ask is, who are your customers? Which is quite a surprising one. You'll find that most people like to be part of a herd, so they all like to be grouped together, whether it's being in a group of friends or being in a group that particularly like a certain book, or...
Yeah, people like to belong, don't they?
But once they're comfortable with your product or service, they'll use it over and over again because they become sceptical with new things. A great way to ensure that your customers are making the right decision is actually making sure that they choose your product and actually show them someone they have a keen interest in, being interested in your product or service. Your customers don't actually care about the structure of your business.
Yeah, as harsh as that sounds, they don't really care about your growth plan or how successful your business is. All they really care about is whether or not they are making the right choice, no matter the price. And the final question is, why should I buy from you? It's quite an obvious one, but I'm sure you do it as well. You know, if you're sourcing stuff for your company, you'll be thinking to your suppliers, why should I buy from you? When they ask this question, they don't want to know your USP or how your product's ready to revolutionise a £1 billion market. They just want to know one thing: why should they trust you? Trust is a huge influencing factor when it comes to buying and selling relationships. It only gets built when your customers feel assured that you've understood their emotions. But should emotions and business mix?
Well, the simple answer is yes. Business is all about interacting with humans who are just a huge mixed bag of emotions.
I am.
Everyone's emotional at some point. Emotions can play a part in everyday decisions and actions, so it would be silly to assume that they have absolutely no place in a business. Don't try to put them to the sideline either. We want to put them at centre stage, as your customers want to feel heard and be understood. As a business, you need to ensure that you're playing your customers' emotions so eventually they trust you and begin purchasing your product or service.
Indeed. So, moving swiftly on, we're going to leave behind the questions customers usually ask and move on to how you can begin generating more leads in 2019.
Woo! So how do we do that, Becca?
There's a number of things you may want to look at to help generate more leads. First one is run live on stream. No, run live online events. And another one is ebooks and white papers have become more and more common and can still convert, but if you want to stand out and generate even more leads, then you should run a live event, like a webinar or a series of webinars.
So, why a webinar, we hear you ask?
Why webinars?
Well, webinars have an extremely high conversion rate, and it can help gain both subscribers and clients for your business. You have to you need to have a well optimized landing page when you plan on doing a webinar to pair with it, so you can convert. Apparently it's around 80% of your traffic into leads and then into customers.
Nice.
But why do they work so well when compared to other lead magnets?
Well, the reason why webinars work so well is, unlike other lead magnets, they're live.
Yeah.
People get to listen to experts, ask them questions, and get real-time bespoke responses. You know, you should try and run a webinar at least every week, or run a series every few weeks so you can generate more subscribers. It puts a human face to your business if people watch a webinar of you. And the fact that it's real-time, people don't even have to leave their houses, and yet they can talk to you and buy from you, become leads.
There's a difference between getting an answer to a question you're asking straight away than waiting a couple of hours or days, for example.
Yeah, like if you message someone on Facebook, you know, you're always looking at the message to see if they've read it. You know, you're always, and like WhatsApp as well, you're kind of checking in to see if they've read it.
Exactly. I mean, I've put this is a bit of a sidetrack. I've actually sent a message to someone, and at the minute, because I'm looking to buy something, and I'm constantly checking my phone to see if they've replied.
Because you're excited about buying it.
Exactly. So now the next one that we're going to be looking at is how you provide them access to free tools. Now, everybody loves free stuff. I know I do. Do you, Becca?
Yeah, I love free stuff. Who doesn't like freebies?
And it's a great way to stand out and generate more subscribers by providing them with a free tool. The issue with ebooks and other lead magnets is that they're very general. It's great that you're providing useful information, but they're not exactly specific to one person.
But you can eliminate the problem by giving them access to a free tool or a piece of software. Most people are interested in customised options. For example, it could be something that when they enter their information and then are given the right steps to get the exact results they are looking for.
And the final point we suggest optimising is your email sequence so you can generate more leads. Usually when you sign up to a site, they send you a basic welcome email with a lead magnet and then stop.
And that isn't good enough. If you want to get the most out of the leads you generate, you need to write excellent email copy and send at least 5 emails for 5 days straight. The first email should lead on from where your lead magnet left off and educate the readers further, whilst your 5th email can pitch your services as you seek to convert the subscribers into clients.
Now, if you want your emails to perform well when you're sending them, not only should they perform well individually, but also cohesively together, so they all fit well together. So again, it's a sequence, it's an email sequence, not individual emails. A good way to ensure this is to write them all together, then divide them into 5 separate emails. You should try and nurture the email sequence that goes for 5 days or weeks, because it can have a huge impact on people turning from subscribers into clients if done correctly.
So that's it for this week. Thank you for listening to the Passport to Success podcast. Stay up to date with all things Passport to Success, and we'll see you in our next podcast.
Bye.